Page 38, Flying Scotsman Blues. It's in the title. It's a blues piece. Okay. Seems like a nice piece to play for people. You look it over and you see all those accidentals. You say, I don't know about that, because it's got an awful lot of notes and awful lot of accidents. I just go through the process I use to learn a piece of music, and I trust that process to get me through it. First thing I do is I look it over. How long is it approximately? It's about a page long. It's actually longer than that because of the DS Fine, but still there's about a page of music to deal with. Clef sides to start are treble and bass. I know they can change throughout, I don't care, but to start is treble and bass. No sharps or flats in the key signature. We would think this is in C major or A minor, but this is a blues piece, so it's actually going to be in a C blues scale. Don't worry about it. As far as the scales and arpeggios, though, go ahead and do the C major and the A minor on those. And 4/4 time signature. I need to take it one hand at a time. I want a fingering that lets me connect the notes if I can get it. These little grace notes, I'll do those later. Just right now, it's 1 and 2 and come down, 3 and so it's again 1 and 2 and 3 and after the double bars, 1 and 2. And then measure 4 is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now in measure 5, if you don't want to go here, you gotta switch 1 and 2 around. Instead of here, you go here. So measure 4 we would do here, 2. 2, 1. Stretch out, 3. And it's a 3. You can, after you play it, you can do a 1, 2, 1, 3, or 1, 2, or whatever. You don't have to stay there. Whatever's comfortable. I just need a third finger on that first note in measure 6. And then you can lift up 1 and 1 and that can be a little finger on the G sharp if you want. It's just 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and little thumb 1 and 4. So what is going on here? This is a standard fingering for this kind of arpeggio. It's 4. This, so it's a little bit of a stretch, but you need to be able to do that. And if you're doing the arpeggios, you'll get comfortable with that. It's there. When you go here, this is it. So, and then they want thumb again. You can use a little second finger if you want, but here, if you don't mind being up here, thumb's fine. I mean, they're both black keys, and you can come out here. That's fine too. Remember that E flat's good for the rest of the measure, so that last E's flat. 1 and 2 and 3 and Okay, let's go down to the last line. It's here, 1 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it's here. And then, now we're going to take advantage of the repeated notes to change hand position. So it's here. That's 2, 4, and then a 1, 3, and then we got to cover 6 notes and 5 fingers, and that's it again. Here. Wow, it's going to take a while to get that, but go slow, be patient, take it just a line or two at a time if you have to, and just work it out. Then the left hand, well, it's here. A 4, because we need the other fingers for what's coming. Fingering in the book works here. And the 3. Measure 5. And then F, G, B. And then measure 6. We got 2 voices. Here, hold the G down. So you got that in both, and then the first ending in the third line. And then the last line, the same. You've had this before. You're going to have to use fourth finger on that first one on measure 12. I'll explain why a little later. Just 4. Then you can do 4 again if you want, but you're going to need a fourth finger for the last measure down here. So let's put the hands together and see what we get. And I'll hesitate, but that's okay. I just want to, we're here. Go through and I'll put the heads together, and you may just have to work this out a measure at a time. But get the heads together and then go back over it a measure at a time and get rid of the hesitations. Go as slow as you got to go right now. It doesn't matter, but no hesitations. Now once I've done all that, then I add the articulation and the grace notes. Your grace note. And when it's at the beginning of a piece like this, I'll play it before the beat because the song starts with the note. Here, so that grace note's like a pickup. There. Otherwise, I'm connecting this. This, you don't have to connect those. You can separate them if you want. When they're next to each other, I connect those. I ought to bounce along a little bit. You got slurs on the right hand. Just connect these. At the end, the last measure, you get 2 notes. Hang on to connect those as best you can. On the left hand, same thing. And then, I really don't know why they give you 2 neutros there, but just connect them. Don't separate them. No. Pretend there's a slur over them and connect them all. Now once I have the articulation in and the grace notes, then I'll add the dynamics. Goes to the melody of the right hand. Moderately soft. Louder. You're going to go up to moderately loud. Here. So left hand's very soft. You go moderately loud and soft. Then you get loud on measure 7 and you can do the dynamics. It applies to the melody. And then the speed. Well, this is where we put it in swing. 1 and 2. 1 and 2 and... This is where the triplets come in handy. 1 and 2 and 3. It's just it just kind of fits very nicely. It would be easier if I would do the swing immediately so the triplets would fit, but I'm a mean teacher and you need practice at going from triple to duple. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2. You need practice at that, so I don't put in the swing until I get to the speed. Yeah. And it's in the middle. It's not slow or fast, it's in the middle. Now, a little bit about what I call the road map, or when do you go where? You have first and second endings, but keep in mind at the end of the first ending, there's no repeat sign. You don't repeat it. You go on. You skip the second ending. You only do an ending once based on its number. So you do the first ending, and then go on to the next line here. And then when you finish the last line, the DS sends you back to the sign up at the top. And the all fine means go to fine, and the fine is the second ending. So it's a couple lines longer than it looks.